So it's the weekend, Sunday, and this will be my my trading update for the week. I'm just going to go through these positions that I have on and closed out this last week really quick. It's Santa Claus Picture Day, where we take the kids and it's a good old family tradition where we take the kids over to the mall or the Santa Claus. Then we throw our kids on the lap and try to get them to cry. We had this series of videos from our kids, like, oh man, several different years, like maybe 4 or 5 years, where both of them were just crying, and it's kind of became the tradition. Everyone just loved our Christmas cards because the kids were just like screaming and wailing, and then they stopped. They kind of grew up, but we try to find other ways now. So we're kind of desperately looking for other ways to make them cry because we just love that. We want a collection of like 18 photos with our kids just screaming and crying with Santa Claus. So anyway, today is Santa Claus Picture Day. And, my son, he's 8 years old. He loves that movie Elf with Will Ferrell. We kind of had to restrain him from watching it until Thanksgiving was over. But then the day after Thanksgiving, he just began to watch that thing. And he just watches it over and over and over and over. He loves that movie. And the funny thing is that this year, there's kind of like an added meaning. It seems to be really appropriate. You need to keep on the lookout for the outraged online elves that are out there. If you didn't hear about that news story last week about that crazy elf and what happened with that guy, just went completely bonkers. He tried to be like one of Santa's evil elves. Angry elves.
He's an angry elf. Look at you!
This year we all need to be on the lookout for those angry elves. So kids, stay safe out there. So right now the market seems to be really sort of sleepy. Here's where we are on the chart. And my positions, I've had these positions on this week. Usually they're always kind of like popping and going off, and I'm able to close them down and take profits. But this week, it seems, actually this week and part of last week, it's been really sort of sleepy, like a sleepy market. Like the bear and the bulls are both sleeping, and we need to wake those guys up. Get some action going on here. So here's the chart of the SPX. You can see that we're just kind of, that's like a 2-week period there. We've just been kind of hovering. Barely going up a little bit. And so right now we're at this. So this is the high. So we've hit the high for the year on the last day on Friday. And some may say this is a double top, but then you always got to take in the Santa Claus rally or the evil elf rally. So who knows what's in store for the next week. But this last week was a really sleepy, do nothing week for my positions. So let's just take a look at them real quick. So here's one of them I had on. This is a money glitch trade I had on this week. And this trade I closed out for a profit on this one. But I continued to monitor this trade as I usually do. And well, I'll show you here in a second. But you can see how much it could have given us. I think we're just always fighting this area here. This like potential this droop zone, which comes into effect on these money glitch trades towards the end of the week. Anyway, this trade was put on earlier in the week, and once it hit, I think it was like the $300 profit target, I got out of it. So this trade made $300, and it was just a couple days. It was like in 1 or 2 days. I think I put this on either Monday or Tuesday. Closed it out at 300, which is just below my profit target. But had I held on, you can see where we wound up on Friday. We're really nice area on this side of the slope. With these trades, as long as we can stay on this side of these peaks, we're good. And we create these in such a way where we can get guaranteed profit to the downside no matter what happens. And you can see, let me just kind of zoom in here. You can see that Friday we ended up in here where this pink line, the pink 0D line, just kind of hugs the blue line up into this area. But the problematic area starts after this peak. You can see the this big droop that comes in. And this droop doesn't really come in until the end of the week, like Thursday or Friday, or sometimes just on Friday. And so we're not that, I mean, you can see the standard deviation here. So we could, on Friday, we could have made a move up into here, which would have been a little frightening, scare the children type of move, as my friend Rod says. So I just took it off for 300, which is amazing, still an amazing return on the risk on this trade. But geez, had I held on through Friday, you can see we would have made 1279. And I think I checked this trade later in the day. This was like midday Friday. Later on the day in Friday, that was up towards 1800, I think. Let me see if I can find that. So I took 300 on it. That was my official profit on this trade. But I think I grabbed a snapshot. Here we go. Here's a snapshot of it towards the end of day. This is like maybe with an hour left. And you can see we continue to move up a little bit, but that pink line just really hugs that blue expiration line tightly and tighter and tighter and tighter on Fridays, or the last day of the trade, until it basically becomes this blue line, or technically. So 1770 was a possibility to pull out of this, but again, I just took 300. I took my 300 and got out, I think, the day before, and I'm sort of kicking myself on that. But you know, you don't want to get on this side of the trade. This can be, especially on the last day of the trade, this can be really sort of super problematic. So anyway, so there's that trade. Now there was another one of these I had on similar to this type of a structure that I thought I had recorded, but I didn't. And that trade I lost. There was a losing trade. It wasn't this exact structure, but it was similar. And on that trade, I lost. I lost about $100. So anyway, those are the two money glitch trades I did for this week. The next trade I have on is the is this one here. This is one of my big boy trades. This is like one of my main bread and butter trades. These are like longer monthly option trading strategy that I've never seen anyone else really talk about out there. It's kind of a unique combo. These trades usually take between like 18 to 40 days to come in. And I think we're in like a week or two on this one. Right now we're showing a profit of 333. But this big boy trade compared to the other big boy trades I've done throughout the year, this one is just seeming to take a little bit longer. It's kind of back to that sleepy, just kind of a sleepy, do nothing market this last week. But so we're up 341 on that one. Then I have two other ones on. So here's the second one I have on, and you can see this one I'm down about $100 on this one, 120. And so I'm up on one and I'm down on the other, and then I have one more here. Let's look at this third one. And then here's the third one that I have on, and this one is also down. This is down about $80, which also is really far away from my stop out number. And this isn't like anything surprising. These trades kind of do fluctuate a little bit, especially at the beginning, but they've been throughout the year. These have been super, I don't think I've lost on one of these all year long. These big boy trades, they're just super robust, super consistent, and it's pretty much my main money maker. I told someone that if I had to choose only one trading strategy, if someone came into my head, crazy wacko, like a crazy elf with a submachine gun, came in and said that I could only trade one strategy for the rest of my life. I mean, come on, man, we're talking about crazy, insane elves here. I would pick this one. This one is just the most profitable, the most consistent, the most robust. The trade that requires the least amount of babysitting. I mean, these are literally, I need to go to speech therapy. When I was a kid, I went to speech therapy, but it didn't work. That guy was a ripoff. What a scam. I need to go back. Anyway, with these trades, I literally put on, and I can walk away from this trade and not even look at it for a week. In fact, I don't. Like most of these trades, I just kind of like pop in once a week, maybe kind of look at it. They come in like to profit like within 18 to say 40 days, usually within that window. And sometimes they can just pop off really super quick. I have had trades, like several of these trades, like come into a full profit, like over $1,000, like within 1 or 2 or 3 days. I mean, that happens like maybe with like every 2 to 3 out of 10 trades. Just super fast money makers, and they require so little maintenance, like so little babysitting. Like I said, I can walk away and just not even look at this for like weeks. Usually I just kind of pop in every other day, or maybe once a week, twice a week, or sometimes even once a week, and just kind of look at it and just look at my Greeks and see if I need to make any sort of adjustment. And there's not, if you do, it usually comes in like maybe within maybe a week after, and it's a super simple, ridiculously easy, simple tweak adjustment. It just takes a couple seconds, and that's it. And I think I've never made more than one adjustment on this thing. And let's just say around every 2 out of 10 of these trades, these come into profit super fast, like within, let's say, 4 or 5 days or less. And then maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 trades need to be adjusted. Anyway, that's been my experience as I've started to trade this earlier in the year. This is sort of like the in-game trade. And if you'd like to learn more about this trade and exactly how to use it and put it on, just email me. Just go to my website, join my free newsletter. After you join my newsletter, you'll get a welcome email from me. And just reply back to that email and just say, how can I learn the big boy trade? So these are bigger trades, and they require larger accounts. But if you have a larger account and you're looking for just a super simple trade to put on, just with super low maintenance, super consistent, comes in the profit like every 18 to 30 days. So this is on a portfolio margin account, and you can see that this is right down here. The required margin on this trade is $5,000. But if you can take a trade and make and the profit target on these are over $1,000. Well, let's just use, like for simplicity, let's just use $1,000 as your profit target, and they come in 18 to 30 days regularly. And I haven't had a loss on one of these this year. So if we make $1,000 on $5,000 every 30 days, that's a remarkable return. And with everything else that's involved in these trades, like the amount of time it takes to put it on, find them, which is basically zero. I literally put these on in just minutes, and it's basically the same version of the same trade every single week. So it's not like you have to go hunting, or you don't have to go looking at charts. It's the same underlying, same exact setup. You just rinse and repeat. and super low maintenance. Check on it once or twice a week. And in a portfolio margin account like this one, they can kick off $1,000 around every 30 days at a total margin requirement of 5,703, or if we want to round up, let's say 6,000. So if you're a little bit more of an advanced options trader and you have a larger account, this is definitely something I recommend checking out. And to do that, just email me, just say, hey, show me how I can learn more about the big boy trade. The big boy trade. All right, so that's it for this week. There's a new options income strategy I'm going to be throwing into the mix, kind of doing a kind of a test on from a service that I've recently found. It's kind of a newer concept. I've seen it several places before, but never really looked at it closely. And there is a service and program, like a community, that's teaching this strategy. And I'm going to dive into that this week and start to back test it, and do tests on smaller amounts to begin with, and if it looks promising, then I'll start to just scale it up. And I'm going to do it all here on YouTube, so all of you can benefit from it as well. I'll be risking my money to make these trades on this new option income strategy, to test it, see exactly how it works, and you can just follow along for free on the ride. Just tune into these videos. I'm going to be starting that this week. So if you'd like to follow along with me on that and all my other trades, just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel below, or even better, go over to my website, join my free email newsletter. As soon as you join my free newsletter, you'll get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email and say, hey, I'd like to follow your trades. And then I'll get back to you and we'll go from there. So that's it. Hope you had a great weekend. And tomorrow's TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. The market opens back up and we're going to be back at it. So that's it for today. See you next time.